Hi guys, welcome to my last video. I'm going to be talking about Shary Boyle. So Shary Boyle is a Canadian artist. She lives and works in Toronto, and she works with mediums like sculpture, painting, drawing, and performance art. She's won 2 awards, the Gershon Iskowitz Prize in 2009 and sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. I wrote down all the pronunciations. Um, Nazi Shin Foundation Visual Arts Award in 2010. Boyle's artwork is typically perceived as personal and figurative rather than conceptual and theoretical. For her bio, her work has been exhibited and collected internationally. She also represented Canada at the 2013 Venice Biennial. I've never heard of that word before, so I had to look up that pronunciation as well. Her work was also featured at the 2017 Gyeonggi International Ceramic Biennial in South Korea, as well as the 2021 Kaunas Biennial in Lithuania. She also holds an honorary doctorate of fine arts from the Ontario College of Art and Design University. She just received that last year. She also has another degree in fine arts that she received in 1994. She has a pretty impressive and pretty intimidating CV. I remember we had to write our CV for a thesis class last semester, and I only had like, I think, 4 lines to write. So it was like so shocking just looking at it on her website. Anyways, so for her artwork, even though she's Canadian, she does not tend to make any Canadian themed artwork. They're more figurative, more literal. Her work more commonly focuses on themes such as death, aging, persona, injustice, grief, and universal realities. So for my presentation this week, I'm going to be focusing on her solo exhibition that was just opened up last month. It's called Outside the Palace of Me, and it's still up in the Garner Museum until May 15th. This is her first solo exhibition since the Venice Biennial one in 2013. So, with a mixture of drawings and animatronics and ceramics, she invites the viewer into her artwork and helps invoke thought of the viewer's own identity. She wants the viewer to question how they perceive themselves and how they are seen by others. When I read this instantly like caught my eye because the last sentence there, like last 2 sentences, that resonates and aligns with my thesis. So outside the palace of me, she did such an interesting job with this exhibition. Honestly, if I had the funds, I would so go to see this. This sounds so interesting. So for this exhibition, Boyle worked with with scenic designers, costume artists, robotic engineers, amusement park innovators, and acrylic nail artists. The multisensory exhibit includes pieces that helps the viewer reflect on topics such as racism, topics of whiteness, classicism, colonialism, identity, and personality, or not personality, perception, sorry. I included this artwork, even though it's not the 2D artwork that I'm choosing to represent in this presentation. I just wanted to include this picture because it caught my eye instantly. I'm pretty sure this is the coin-based animatronics piece, but I have to double check. There's another pretty big sculpture that also looks like it could be, but they don't really specify which one's which. This one gives me such American Horror Story vibes. If anybody has seen the circus season, I'm gonna like quickly just like show you guys. Hello. See circus season because like it gives me like such uncanny and like creepy vibes that I feel like the same kind of vibes are resonating with Boyle's work here. Like especially those, oh my god. I love that season, but like I don't know, like it's both disturbing and fascinating at the same time. That's the vibes that I'm getting, and that's what Boyle wanted to get across with her work as well. So for the exhibit, Boyle created a new atmosphere for her art exhibition. She wanted to create feelings of being shocked, amused, and scared, which is rarely associated with contemporary galleries, she claims. In her interview, she was talking about how gallery goers, that's what she calls people who, like, I say usually viewers, she says gallery goers, anyways, that they're not like commonly like surprised with something new, something interesting, something innovative. They're more theoretical and conceptual, like she was saying in the beginning. Well, like I was saying in the beginning. The goal for her was to create something new and something people could fall in love with art all over again. Her main goal includes the viewer to re-examine their world, their persona, the art itself, and how we perceive the world. So this is the piece that I want to reference. It's called The Dressing Room, and it's the first piece that you see in the exhibition. You enter the gallery and you have to go through a dark passageway, and it's there that the viewer will find a two-way mirror with three ceramic faces confronting the viewer. These ceramics take the role of the observer and the observed. I tried my best to get a close-up of all three of them, but I could only find the two. And I find this one so interesting with like the two tiny people inside and how like their hands are the eyelashes. I love that. The dressing room, Boyle states self-consciousness is the enemy of art. It's always a battle of not letting that creep into your studio, which really is just always having a mirror in front of you. You are who you are, but then there's also the you that you're aware that other people are looking at. If that stuff starts to ricochet too much, you're just endlessly in this double space of confusion and torture because it's too many yous and it's all judgmental and they don't match you as a person. I'm sorry I had to include such a long paragraph, but I find that this quote that she discusses in an interview matches so well with what I wanted, well, with what I discuss in my thesis. She states that she uses her practice as a way to navigate through her identity and perception casted onto others, and claims it actually boosts her confidence. So with my work, I Am MI is a figure sculpture piece that likes to explore identity, societal perception of one's own identity, and personality development through social groups. So in a way, there are some similar attributes with both our work, more in the meaning and theme sense rather than the approach. Going through developmental stages as an adolescent's pop culture can be a massive influence in identity and personality. And I just put that in there because I find it so true. I was watching this YouTube video the other day with Brittany Browski. I'm such a huge fan of her. I hope you guys know her. Just for like a little background, she's from Texas. I think she lives in California right now. She's a pretty trendy, she's a YouTube influencer, really funny and down to earth. And she was talking about how her personality is just a mixture of her favorite different like favorite film characters, novel characters, uh, even like YouTube influencers that she watched in her past, and how her identity is just a combination of pop culture characters that are mainly fictional. And it's so true because the pop culture industry, like, it does help like teenagers with identity, and it helped me, and it kind of still does, because like there's certain situations in my life where I won't know how to approach it, and then I'll watch something, and then that will give me like the right direction because I understand that as the right, like the correct manner of approaching a situation. It's crazy that like pop culture is actually helping identity. It's a little scary, but I know Boyle doesn't talk about this with hers, but I think it should be addressed. And it's really important to talk about. High school and college can also be such a confusing time. The people around you influence identity, who you want to be around, how you act around family and friends can sometimes be entirely different. And if someone is so codependent on others for identity, then who are we when we meet new people? Like going into an interview for someone who has solely relied on pop culture for identity, for example. Who are they when they go into an interview with a potential future boss? Sorry, just like philosophy. Boyle claims we're presenting a performance of the self. And that's where I mention Judith Butler. If anybody remembers Butler from Robin's class in art and critical theory, we talk about gender performativity. And I find with personality, it is almost the same as a performance like Boyle claims. Her theory on gender performativity, I find, is quite similar in a sense that the performative act creates a series of effects. So the acts that you put in will be reciprocated and perceived in that manner. If that makes sense. If I'm making any sense with this, I'm so sorry if I'm not. With identity and personality, a person who wants to appear to others as happy will create the effects for it. So being lighthearted, bubbly, and non-threatening, it will come across as that. It's performance. Performance is a sense of identity for yourself and others. Just an end note, in Boyle's interview, she discussed how she felt very odd within her family. She was considered the odd duckling and being like the very unsociable art person in a very sports aggressive and patriotic family. She would retreat into her imagination to find comfort. And I found this so similar with my childhood. Like that's exactly what I would do. I would go onto my laptop, I would watch movies, and I would study maps, I would study rivers, I would study astronomy and space, the laws and physics of it, like police codes for some reason. But anyway, so both of us were considered the oddballs, though we both somehow found art to be our navigational tool to find our identity and to find comfort in it. And that's pretty much like the big reason why I chose Boyle as my artist. And the way it happened, like, I was trying to figure out who to talk about for this presentation. And literally, I researched Shary Boyle as my first artist because that was one of the suggestions that Eric put up. And everything aligned perfectly with the with my piece, with how she grew up, with how I grew up. She just wanted to make it more uncanny through her artwork than I did. I found mine more reflective. But anyways, this was super interesting. And I so wish I could see her exhibition because it looks so interesting. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that. And I guess this is my last time seeing some of you guys. Good luck with everything coming to you in your future. I hope it goes successful. And please have a happy life, you guys. Okay. See you. Oh, wait, no, not that one. Okay. See you guys. Bye.